The first key step along your new home journey is, of course, the design of your new home. In the past, people used engineers to design their home, so these were very simple designs, and in many cases just a square. These houses were designed from the outside in. Now, as time went by, people began to realize there were shortcomings in these designs. If you remember, in the past, people were always extending their house, renovating their house, so clearly these designs weren't actually working. The best way to design your house is from the inside out, and that means using an architect. Now, the most important thing when you're using an architect is, first of all, make sure you're using the right architect for you and your new home project. The next thing to remember when using an architect is specializing in designing your house. He's not costing it. So many people just use an architect and they don't realize that they could be way off budget until it's too late, until they're actually post-planning permission looking to find builders and tradesmen to build their project. Now, if this happens, it could mean you have to go back to the very start of the process and redesign your house again to get it some way on budget and lodge for planning permission for a second time. Now, think of all the time and money you've lost in this process. The other thing to remember is when an architect designs your house, he's designing it in a silo. He's not getting feedback from an engineer and he's not getting feedback from tradespeople. So it mightn't be the most practical house to build out at a later stage. The other thing to remember is architects will design generally in 2D, and it can be very difficult for some people to actually understand the essence of a design when they're looking at two-dimensional drawings. And you mightn't actually find out that the design you have in your head isn't exactly the design that's on paper and that you have planning permission for until it's too late. So how could all this be done better? At KMC Homes, we only use the very best registered and highly experienced architects. We will choose an architect for you specific to you and your new home requirements. We will organise a series of design meetings with you, our architect and our project manager, where your feedback is key to the development of the design. As the design progresses, we're also liaising with a QS to make sure your new home is costed, starts on budget and stays on budget throughout the process. We are also liaising with craftsmen, tradesmen and an engineer to make sure all practical considerations are taken into account and that your new home is fully buildable on site. We are also showing you a series of virtual walkthrough videos and 3D models to make sure you understand and have signed off on every aspect of the design before we lodge for planning permission. This is how we guarantee success in the design phase of your new home project. So I hope you enjoyed that video on design. The next video on budgeting for your new home is coming to you very soon. But if you'd like to watch that video right now, then hit the link below or book a design consultation with me, Kieran McCarthy from KMC Homes.